Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the kickoff of SimpleCore Redux. So I want to give a really big thanks to Chaz on my Discord for basically taking SimpleCore and putting that final coat of polish on it, making it better, adding a gear reduction, just kind of making things more streamlined and making sure this is the best printer it can possibly be. So this printer is I designed this over 3 years ago. The OG subscribers will remember this is one of the very first popular 3D printers that I ever designed. This is even before the Rook. This is meant to be a ultra simple CoreXY 3D printer that anyone can build. I only had around 600 subscribers when I actually was making videos about this, which is crazy to think. Just over 15,000 now. And this has still been one of my most popular printers. There's still a very active Discord community around SimpleCore. And I'm hoping that this new Redux version will get more people into building this printer and more mods coming out and all that kind of stuff. My original SimpleCore was a workhorse for me. It printed out a lot of parts. I did prints for charity. I did like all sorts of stuff with that printer and it worked really, really well. I built a stock 220 version and I also built a 330 by 330 version as well. And both of those printed out a lot of parts for a lot of printers that I built. So what is SimpleCore? This is the original version. I had two versions that I had made, was SimpleCore and then SimpleCore MK1. MK1 is based on a Trident frame. We're not talking about that printer today. It's discontinued. I'm not a huge fan of it. There is a channel on my Discord if you want to look into it. But if you're interested in building it, go check out that Discord channel. It's just called SimpleCore MK1. This is SimpleCore Legacy, or what's the original SimpleCore. So the idea behind this is to start with a standard simple frame. What differs from this, from like a Voron, a Trident or something like that, is the frame on this printer is absolutely all standard extrusions. There are no custom lengths with this. Now, yes, there is a downside with doing that. It's not as efficient as cutting your own size specifically. I could squeeze out like a true 250 by 250 build area if you were to extend the extrusions just ever so slightly and make it more efficient. But in my mind, that's not standard, and that's not something that everyone can go out and just buy. All sorts of people around the world are building 3D printers, and I want the parts to be as easily sourceable as possible. And if you can just go on AliExpress, Amazon, wherever, and just get 300, 350, 400 millimeter extrusions in their pre-cut sizes, that's much easier. This version I'm building is also using corner joints. I've showed these off in a couple other builds, and the original SimpleCore had corner joints as well. These are from Amazon, AliExpress. I would recommend people build this with blind joints. Blind joints is way, way better and not as difficult as you think. There will be a link in the description. Canrog has a great video on how to make your own blind joints. It's a more rigid version and it's actually quite simple. I'm doing it this way because, well, one, I'm lazy. Two, I want to get this build out quick as possible, and I want people to be able to comment on this, ask questions, learn. I'm also live streaming this build. And then three, I really just think most beginners are going to build it this way. I think they're just going to be too afraid to do the blind joints, and they're just going to use corner joints for the most part. So I am just using black corner joints that attach the frame together. If you're going to go this route, I highly recommend that you either use corner brackets all over the frame, either printed ones or metal ones if you can. Basically, you can see on the back of the frame, I have kind of two big corner joints there. I recommend putting them on all the corners of the printer. You'll just increase the rigidity a lot when you're using these corner joint style extrusion mounts or extrusion construction. So again, the frame is incredibly simple. It's basically 350 millimeter extrusions and then 500 millimeter extrusions for your Z. Really, really straightforward. Also, because I'm using standard sizes, it's very easy to scale this up. So if you want to make a bigger SimpleCore, you just add 50 millimeters to your extrusion and to your linear rails. Yes, you will have to design new panels. I say design, but you would just extend the panels by 50 millimeters. So it's not too big of a deal, but the stock version of this at the 220 by 220 like kind of print area is pretty suitable, I think, for a lot of people. And it's kind of like my favorite quote unquote large format printer right now. This uses the EVA 3 toolhead. So for the toolhead, I used EVA 2.4 in the original, and then I converted it over to EVA 3. EVA 3 is a pretty decent toolhead. It has wide range of support for hot ends and extruders. I'm actually going to be modifying this slightly with using what used to be or what was intended to be a dragon burner mount. So the Voron dragon burner, there is a mount to actually mount a dragon burner to the EVA ecosystem. I am modifying or I'm remixing that mount so that I can run the AT4 toolhead, which just is a slightly better version. It's got better cooling, and it's a toolhead that I really want to use on this printer. I also really want to use Beacon as my bed leveling sensor. I'm over clicky. It's just overcomplicated. The whole idea of this printer is to keep it simple, stupid, the KISS principle. So this printer is a distilled version of a CoreXY printer. It is down to its bare minimum. There is much less printed parts on this. We're using Belted Z for simplicity. Huge thanks to Ian. We're using his gear reduction mod. So I believe it's a 4-to-1 gear reduction on this printer. I am using printed 80-tooth gears for this, and then we'll use normal 20-tooth gears on the motor for a 4-to-1 gear reduction. Belted Z, again, we don't have to worry about lead screw wobble. Belted Z really is the most elegant solution, and again, it's just easy. You're already going to buy belts for the CoreXY motion part. You could use that same belt for the Z, and what Chaz did was he took the 6 millimeter belts and actually put that in the Z. This originally did have 10 millimeter belts, pretty excessive for a Z. I was experimenting with a lot of things when I designed this printer, so I just chose to do 10 millimeter belts. Definitely not really necessary. 6 millimeter be completely fine. Also, double shear on this has been added as well. So there is bearing support for the motor shaft. So when you're tensioning belts, the shafts don't have tendency to bend or anything like that. And kind of all the parts have just been beefed up and polished and that type of thing. So I will be streaming the second part of this build, which will be today for all of you. Probably in a couple hours. There will be, of course, a notification on my channel. I'll usually put a notification on my Discord. If you're interested in checking out that stream, it's a lot of fun. We're just going to go ahead and start adding linear rails to this thing, see how far we can get. I'm kind of printing and building as I go with this printer. I'm using as many spare parts as I possibly can, and that's another beauty of SimpleCore is it's meant to use spare parts. That's another reason why we're using standard size extrusions. You can build this printer in a lot of different sizes because it's so easy to scale up or down. It's just subtract or add 50 millimeters, right? If you want to build a little tiny itty bitty SimpleCore, go for it, right? Just subtract 50 millimeters until you're happy with your desired size. I think a 170 by 170 version of this printer would be pretty adorable. Basically just subtract 50 millimeters to all of the extrusions and your linear rails and you're good to go. So yeah, I'm going to be doing kind of some mods here and there. This is going to be a Bowden printer. I really want to try and make the gantry as light as possible. So we are going to be using Boombox extruder by James Prey on this printer. And we are going to be using a Bowden extruder on this because I want the tool head to be really, really lightweight. And some of that reasoning is because of how EVA works, and you'll see that in future builds. But I just wanted to get this recap part 1 video out for all of you, just to show you what we've built so far on the live stream. I know not everyone watches the live stream. They're an hour plus long, and that's not for everyone. So this is kind of a recap of building the printer, telling you what SimpleCore is. There might be some subscribers have no clue what SimpleCore, or in this case, SimpleCore Redux is. And I'm going to be doing kind of videos after every live stream to recap what we've done. So really big thanks to Chaz on my Discord. He is definitely responsible for the SimpleCore Redux version. There will be a printables page for this with all of the STLs oriented correctly, all that kind of stuff. I can't do that until I build this myself, and that's why I am building this in tandem with my cross gantry printer. So I kind of had most of the extrusions lying around and some parts here and there that I was able to build this relatively easily. So I'm hoping to have this printer printing quite quickly within a couple weeks, and just have fun and have SimpleCore around again as my dedicated smaller printer for PLA or whatever I might need. Like I say, I want to run Beacon on this. I want this to be a print and forget printer, and I want it to work really, really well. And my original SimpleCore, the prototype, I used that for everything. It was my workhorse. It printed a lot of my Phoenix Delta parts and stuff like that. It was a great printer. So I'm really happy to get this one going again. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. Definitely hop on my Discord. It's an amazing community on there. If you're interested in supporting me, you can hop over to my Patreon. Really appreciate that. Of course, it's not necessary, but it does help me get these builds out quicker if I have to order parts and that type of thing. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to use for a bed. I think I'm going to use a K1 bed because they're pretty plentiful on AliExpress. However, you can use a lot of different beds with this version. SimpleCore, I've used a glass bed on this. I've used a G10 bed on this. A K1 bed should work. An Ender 3 bed will most likely work. That's another beauty of this too, is you can use all sorts of different build plates on this, whatever you have lying around. So thanks everyone for watching this kind of part 1 overview, I guess. Stay tuned. Like I say, there should be a live stream coming out today in a couple hours, and there's going to be more YouTube videos on SimpleCore Redux. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll catch you on Discord.